And so, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back on iKeysRacing and also on this season theme with Grand Prix 4. As you can see, I have improved a bit the classification here at the top, the current one for drivers and constructors. Also, at least now you can see that this is race number 3 out of 17 in total. The only nice effect of the chroma key that I use is that the Brazilian flag will be completely removed by the green, but that's it. I'm sorry, maybe I should have used a blue chroma key effect and not a green one, but the blue of the Brazilian flag would have been removed anyway. So for this time, please forgive me, pardon me, and also to all the Brazilians friends, please consider my age, consider my low skill levels of software and hardware environments. And that being said, if you don't mind, I will not show anymore here in the bottom left corner the keyboard, also because it's not a steering wheel, it's not some specific control, I mean, or a sort of joystick or thought for a flight simulator game. And so we can go on with this graphic and also with this situation of the championship with David Coulthard leading after a first win position in Melbourne, Australia, and second in the last Grand Prix of the Malaysian Kuala Lumpur appointment. And David Coulthard drives a McLaren Mercedes. Second in the classification is Michael Schumacher, the German driver with the Ferrari. 10 points, just one win in the Malaysian Grand Prix, retired in Australia. Then Barrichello with Ferrari 6th, Ralf Schumacher 5 points with the Williams BMW, Jarno Trulli 5th with the beautiful yellow themed Jordan Mugen Honda, together with Juan Pablo Montoya or Montoya with 4 points with the other Williams BMW. And as you can see on top, there is then Hakkinen, just 3 points with the McLaren Mercedes. Alonso, myself, we scored a 5th place in the first Grand Prix of the season, and then both cars retired in the last appointment. And then Jean Alesi did score 2 points for the other Jordan Mugen Honda. Interlagos track to allow us to race another Formula 1 championship step of the 2001 season. And I give you the appointment in a couple of seconds because I'm going to do just a fine-tuning of previous car setups that I will show you in a couple of minutes, and then we will stay together for the qualifying session. Okay, so I have found a drivable car setup. I mean, one day I will also produce a tutorial for Grand Prix 4, but up to this moment it's just, let's say, an easy drivable setup to go on with the qualification and the race. Luckily it will be a dry session, also because all the development I did for the car setup is basically something like I've been capable to arrive around 116.5 more or less in the free practice. So I will, okay, and to have you a quick preview, we have 16 rear, 17 front wing, brake balance 44/66 rear front, gear ratios 5 steps between each gear, starting from 27/64 arriving to 57/64. For the race I'm thinking to do a sort of custom 2 pit stop strategy, but we will see depending also on what will be the weather. From an advanced point of view, I'm using this level of anti-roll bars in front and rear. Springs are absolutely soft given the fact that I need a lot of traction in the most driven part of the circuit. Ride aids are very similar and very flat, if you like, 50 in the front, 60 in the rears. To have these ride aids with these springs, I have used the telemetry, and so I've also added 10 points of Packer in the front and 30 in the rear. In qualification we will touch a bit the floor of the car, the belly of the car, with the asphalt, then for the race I will increase by 2 millimeters more or less the front and the rear ride heights, or maybe we will find a way to just increase the rear for the augmented fuel load for the race. From a dampers and rebounders point of view, the two that arrive to work with high speed, so damper fast and fast rebound, are 0 everywhere. For the slow bumpers and slow rebounds and working at slow speed, I've chosen bumps like this, so 12 and 12 is exactly the average, between 0 and 24. For the rebound, 12 and 12 the same. So let's say I have a car that mainly is very soft, and because I have 1, 2, 3, 4 sets of tires specific for the qualification, I will have, let's say, 2 or 3 tentatives, one each with the 3 laps. So going out, fastest lap, come to the pit. Okay, let's see. Oh, very understeering compared to the free practice. I just do the first lap, let's say, in comfort, just to qualify the car. So as you can see, we are 1 second slower in the first sector, 3 seconds slower in the second. So we will arrive maybe with 1:17. Yes, let's try immediately another one. This time pushing a bit. Losing the rear. Ooh, the rear is very dancing in a higher, with a higher attitude compared to the free practice. So the compared to the free practice, maybe the track has changed. Should be a 1:16 now. Not yet. I've lost a lot in the last sector. With Fernando Alonso I did 1:17.7, but I'm almost 1 second slower than the best lap time I've had in the free practice. So there's something that has changed for sure. too wide. Too wide. We've lost half a second here, so we'll try to push more in the next, because much better the first split time, the second so and so. We pay 1 second afterwards. 15, 16 low, not bad. Okay, at least I have replicated my best lap time in free practice, so this particular setup, let's say, that works how it should. Good job. A car ahead. I've seen a 1 second point 4 advantage in the last split. Let's see on the finish start line. Ooh, 17, P17 with a 1:15 something. Let's try to improve. Okay, we can give up, it's half a second slower, we let the Ferrari pass. But anyways, you can see the first sector is currently the quickest. I lose then a lot in the second sector between, let's say, the two main straights. So we will try a double tentative, I would say.
Clear.
So one flying lap, then 2 qualifications, and let's see what happens. Sorry, I need the clear vision in front of me. So we do the last tentative. Okay, 4 laps to go. We go to the pit, and something that I don't understand, because there are 3 tenths I can't catch with Alex, given the fact that I am the same person and is the same car. I think I fucked up the last corner. Okay, tentatives for Alex are finished. So I'm just playing fine-tuning with wings, setup of wings compared to the one used with Fernando to score current P17 position, and as a comparison I want to see also the same car with the same setup but with a bit more of wings. It changes dramatically the driven part, even if when you affect the aerodynamic of a car is more affected with high speeds. No, I must say, apart from my mistakes, that we can go to the pit, just go to the car setup as it was before. So the final, sorry for taking so long, but I will cut down the timing with the editing of the video. Anyway, the final version of this track for at least the Minardi chassis is 16-17 and gear ratio from 27 to 57 with 5 steps between each gear. So we can accelerate also the time, and the pole position, surprisingly, has been scored by David Coulthard, the current leader, but followed by 3/10 by Schumacher, Montoya or Montoya 4/10, Barrichello 6, second Ferrari, Pani incredibly in front of Hakkinen, Trulli and Schumacher. In the top 10 we have Raikkonen and Jacques Villeneuve. And we are here, 1 and 2. Okay, continue. The pre-race warm-up will be dry, this is fine, apart from choosing the tire for race, perfect, and tires for race, fine. Okay, so ready to go to the race with this starting field. So Coulthard McLaren Mercedes, Michael Schumacher Ferrari, Juan Pablo Montoya Williams BMW, Barrichello the other Ferrari, Olivier Panis Bar Honda, Mika Hakkinen McLaren Mercedes, Trulli Jordan Mugen Honda, Ralf Schumacher Williams W, Raikkonen Sauber Petronas, that is a Ferrari rebranded engine, Jacques Villeneuve Bar Honda, Heidfeld Sauber, Alesi Jordan, Eddie Irvine with the Jaguar, but anyway under the Ford Motorsport company back then, Jenson Button Benetton Renault, Heinz Harald Frentzen Prost Acer a Ferrari rebranded engine, De La Rosa Jaguar, Alonso Minardi European at Minardi European is a Ford rebranded engine, Fisichella Benetton Renault, Bernoldi and Verstappen Jost, the father of current Max Red Bull driver, with both with Arrows Asiatech. Asiatech is a rebranded Mecachrome engine that was a rebranded Renault engine, Alex Young and Thomas Ainge. From a strategy point of view, Alonso would like to keep on 2 pit stops. Instead, with Alex, I will differentiate the possibility to have 2 different strategies. So 2 pit stops with Alonso, 1 with Alex Young that starts a bit more on the back. If you don't mind, I will just bring the standings out, press F9 to have the green arrow of the traction control, and as soon as the red lights go away, we look for an internal space, not bad, P11, no! I've lost the momentum. I was behind Jacques Villeneuve and I've lost the car. and very wide here. Ooh, very bad, very bad, very bad. Touch with Irvine. Have maybe been too aggressive. Alex Young P17. Maybe I've destroyed the race of Eddie Irvine. I'm sorry for the Irishman. He is very nice to me. And had maybe a crash with Fisichella. Yellow flags, why? Ooh, did you see the engine of who? Yes, maybe we can pass Hartfeld. And yes, have a bit of advantage over the oil. Now we are P9, we have lost a bit of gap in front. Let's see if we can catch Jacques Villeneuve, even if in our back Kimi Raikkonen is arriving. Okay, with the current lap time, I'm not sure we will catch Jacques. Look at the right now. There is the Benetton of Fisichella that is not removable, so yellow flags are always out, and his teammate Jenson Button is on our back after passing Raikkonen. Maybe he will have a strongest and highest top speed. And I've been too wide. Born to be wild. Sorry. We will lose the position, maybe. But we resist on the external line. Yes. We have touched with Button. What are you doing, Jenson? Sorry for not showing you the replay, but I've already restarted the race 2 times because when I watch a replay, it becomes unstable, the program, and very often does a reset to Windows environment. So I fear that here in this race there's a bug with the track and I cannot use the replay as I would like to do. In the meantime, Alex Young with a 1 pit stop strategy is position 12. Internally there is Ralf Schumacher passing us. We resist on the external line. We can fight back here. Well, not enough speed. He is too powerful. And I make a F mistake, sorry. Sorry for Giancarlo Minardi. Definitely out of the racing line In the last corner prior to this long straight bended with semi-corners. Okay, this time the computer maybe is not making silly actions. We go to Alex Young. P11 following Jenson Button. I let pass Fernando. Maybe. Fernando is quicker than me. Let's try to follow the draft of Fernando. Even if with the car heavier than the one he has, and one stop more, it's not easy. But for the third race in a row, the computer is quicker than me with the same setup, same car. It's not a good marketing for myself as a virtual driver. And Pedro de la Rosa with the Jaguar is on our back. Nick Heidfeld out of the race. One potential threat for our aim to score points. Oh, this is bad. This is very bad. Unluckily, I am destroying another time the race of the team, but with so heavy load of fuel, I must admit the setup is not perfect, so my mistake, because I didn't consider enough the effect of the heavy load of fuel. And I fear, no, tires are, well, yes, the front rear is quite close to the consumption threshold. When you get 1.0, the car starts to slide. And I do not see in the lead who is dominating the race. Fastest lap, Fernando Alonso. Wow. 2/10 clear from the previous record. I haven't seen who was the previous fastest race lap time holder. Okay, let's go back to Fernando. Currently P8. At least the computer gives me back the car on the straight. Also the front right of Fernando is very consumed, and in 8 laps will be needed for sure to be changed. So let's try to give everything we have. While in the lead, finally I can read David Coulthard. No, these are lap times. Yes, but Coulthard is anyway in the lead, followed by Hakkinen. So a dominating race today for the McLaren team, while Schumacher and Barrichello with Ferrari 3rd and 4th, then Trulli and Schumacher, Jordan and Williams. I have built up at least a bit of margin over Villeneuve, but Olivier Panis is quite unreachable, at least for my skills. Tires are gone. There is an overlapped car. It's not willing to let me pass, and despite oops. It was Thomas Enge, the only driver in history of Formula 1 for being caught after smoking marijuana. And suspended for this. Okay, I should go to the pit because the green booking pit stop was there. But I want to test the tires. I want to test the tires now that they are consumed. If with the car that is light in fuel I can have a decent pace. 16.8 is more or less the pace I had in qualifying, and this pace could be a difference between an undercut or an overcut, at least with Panis or Villeneuve, or maybe more with the drivers we have in the back. Okay, so Fernando goes to the pit while in P7. Here we have P10, a couple of meters after Fernando. Let's see, we are chasing Ralf Schumacher that already made his pit stop, while we are struggling with tires. Not like for Fernando, but not in a good shape. And Fernando is 11th. No! Again. Okay, better than this. What a lemon I am. I was overdriving the car. And now without front wing is quite a mess. In a high downforce track. Yes. So at this point we can retire the car. My god. Okay, still alive the car without a wheel, without front wing. We can, at this point, with all the time lost, just load all the fuel until the end of the race and then cruise to the end. What a mess. I was without the front wing and I did drive like if I had the front wing. Okay, let's just embark as much as possible fuel. Marco, very bad. P15, but we will not stop anymore. But the driving style will be absolutely now cruising to the end. And I think we have Barrichello in the back. It is overlapping us, so I must give him space. He is chased by a Jordan. And because we still have 44 laps to do. We can use all the engine that we want because I've loaded more fuel than needed. And as you can see, despite the 50 laps fuel load, we are quite quick in the driven part. Come on, go. There's another McLaren also to let pass. And is Mika. So Michael Schumacher, without stopping yet, leader of the race, 1 second ahead of David Coulthard. Then Barrichello Ferrari, but still with 1 stop to do, so maybe they are on a single pit stop strategy. Trulli, Häkkinen, Ralf Schumacher. Okay, in a couple of laps, Alonso will be called into the pit, because with a 2 pit stop strategy, I think we are very close at that moment. Tires are gone, more or less. But if I succeed on being very quick with the pace, I would try to maximize the stint of Fernando. So staying on track until the fuel is enough to complete the last lap before the pit stop. And to do it, I need a quick pace like I'm doing now. 1:16.6 is not bad. And also, it's a tentative to try the undercut or the overcut with who makes 2 pit stops like me, with Fernando. With Alex it's a bit different. Yes, but tires are gone. Did you see this is a Frost Acer of Thomas Ainge. It is not leaving the space despite being overlapped. Yes, when you see 1.8, 2 point something in tires, they are gone. But I will stay out.
Hit at the end of this lap.
Trying to be very quick. While in the lead, Coulthard and Häkkinen are absolutely dominating the race so far. And Mika, Ralf Schumacher and Jenson Button are going to the pit. Now, one more lap, at least to defend the position with Jacques Villeneuve, that is ahead of us.
Hit at the end of this lap.
Not yet, guys. One more, and then we go to the pit. Ooh, almost
Hit
lost
at
the
the
car.
end of this lap.
Okay, the computer takes the control and should go for the first of the 2 pit stops, and a couple of meters behind. Here we are with Alex Young, that still has to do 12 laps, let's say 11 before stopping. Tire wear is more or less okay. And the situation is, from a strategy point of view, in theory, Young has the possibility to stay in front at the end of the race, to just Ralf Schumacher, that is now ahead, is quicker, but he has done already his first of 2 pit stops. So in theory we have more or less 20 to 30 seconds of advantage over Ralph. If I don't make mistakes. So it could be a final P7 because for sure I don't have the pace to catch Mika Hakkinen or David Coulthard, that's for sure. But Ralph hasn't the pace to give me 30 seconds. This is a bad mistake. I've lost the car, the rear end, so I've lost 2 or 3 seconds for sure. Lap time will be around 1:20, if not 21. His tires are gone, definitely. I have to resist 7 laps. And as you can see, differently from what I was doing with Fernando, it was around 16.5 as an average lap time. With Alex, I'm not capable to go down 117, to go below 117. And on our back has arrived Olivier Panis with the other bar Honda. That is another driver doing 2 pit stops. So technically he should be 30 seconds, 25 seconds after us. 16.6. Tires gone, but at least the car is light. 16.7. One day I will ask you, Geoff Crammond, how it's possible that with my setup I'm not capable to run quicker than 16.6.5 and the computer did 14.9 while driving Alonso alone. Okay. Automatic change of driver. And Fernando is not very far from Alex, so maybe he can neutralize the gap with his teammate. And so try to have 2 cars in the top 10, but I see that Alex Young is booking his pit stop. You see the bottom right red X. So in this moment Alonso is racing with Olivier Panis based on the same strategy. Pit call for Trulli, the single one. Did you hear the engineer with Alex Young? De La Rosa in the pit, fine. Should be behind at the end also of Alonso, at the end of the race also for Alonso. So De La Rosa after Young. Okay, unless we don't see retirements, we will not score points today. And I think that the strategy helped more. One stop version helped more Alex than Fernando with 2 pit stops. Villeneuve in the pit now is one contender that is not running at 117. That will bring me with Fernando ahead of Jacques Villeneuve at the end of the race, and we should be overlapped and passed by David Coulthard, the current leader, and in a couple of laps also from Schumacher and Hakkinen in second and third that are battling, I think, very close now. They have 3/10 of gap. Coulthard passed, perfect. Let's go to Young for the last, sorry, not yet the last time. The next one will be the last sheet of changes. And I must say that the computer, while driving Young instead of myself, did bring Young close to Ralf Schumacher. How is possible? There's something not clear in my mind, sorry. We are chased by Jacques Villeneuve. Yes, it is quicker than us, and he is on one pit stop strategy. So we will go down to P10 in a couple of corners. No. And in the lap where Fernando Alonso did the record of the race so far, I was almost losing Alex Young's car. A lot of changes for the leadership in these laps. In a couple of laps Alonso should stop, and we will see who will be in the front. We will end anyway the shifts with Young. Pay attention, there will be the attack of Villeneuve. Jacques is in front. Yes. Let's see if we can use the slipstream. No, because we are losing the rear end. What a mess, what a mess. As said before, I'm not using the replay because with the replay the program crashes. Don't ask me why, I don't know. So let's have a reset of my mind because I've lost many drivers here and there. Okay, P10, and we should keep it because De La Rosa is far away. We will not pass on track Fernando. Still 9 seconds far from Villeneuve, and Pedro De La Rosa is just 5 seconds ahead. Sorry, behind. That's not good. I was thinking he was really far. But depending on the pace the Spanish driver has, we will see. Okay, last stint with Fernando Alonso in a couple of seconds. So I leave Young in P10 and Alonso needs how much? Oh, too much. More than 20 seconds to catch. Barrichello impossible with Ferrari. Unless he will do a second pit stop, but I don't think so. So I think it's time to back up a bit with Fernando. Just drive quick but not overdriving the car. Olivier Panis is coming. I think I am too slow now in the most driven and slowest part of the track, and I'm stuck around 117.5 as an average pace. I'm not able to do more. Also, I don't want to give to the computer for the last stint a car with tires used too much, so it can maybe be quicker than me for sure, and maybe defend the position. Sorry to slow down the McLaren, but I need to let the car pass. Yes, David, the leader, take the slipstream and defend my position over Pani. I could succeed on staying in the slipstream in the draft of Coulthard. Possible second attack of Pani. I leave him the internal line, the external line, and I brake internally. Okay, first attack gone. Okay, less than 10 laps. We give back the car to the computer controlled artificial intelligence, while a few meters behind, Alex Young is fighting P10, following Barrichello or Schumacher. Maybe Schumacher can take the advantage of staying in the draft because he has to overlap the two bars Honda, but I've already lost his trace. I will be lucky if Schumacher will not overlap the bars Honda on straights. No, 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 I knew it. Sorry guys, I've lost the car. I am really sorry for losing the car, but I mean it was not anything different from P10 or P9, but I wanted to think at least to how could have been, follow a leader and take advantage of the overlap moment. Okay, but tires were already gone more or less. 5 laps to go for us. In front there isn't something interesting, I mean, nothing happening, nobody retiring, and if nobody of the top 6 will retire prior to the last lap, we will anyway be out of points. 3 laps to go, 2 for us. Still Fernando P7, but so far from Barrichello. If magics should happen, they should come now. I don't know, Coulthard maybe retired. Schumacher winning the Brazilian Grand Prix and going to the lead. Last lap for Coulthard with an advantage of 12 seconds over Michael Schumacher Ferrari. Third, Hakkinen with McLaren Mercedes, 9 seconds far from the German Ferrari driver. Then let me go to read the classification on straight. Fourth, Ralf Schumacher scoring again points. Jarno Trulli 5th for the Jordan, not bad, and Barrichello just 6th with Ferrari in his home Grand Prix. And talking about Minardi team, the Minardi season is going to finish with a 7th place for Fernando Alonso. Oh no, sorry, one more lap, sorry. I was counting badly. But anyway, even if with a silly retirement from the top 6, we will finish anyway 7th and 10th. Not bad considering the starting position. We were 17th and 21st. So we have gained 10 positions with Fernando and 11 with Alex. And yes, at least both cars at the end of the race, after a double retirement had in Malaysia. Let's see if we can catch Fernando while he is slowing down. This is Ralf. Bar Honda. This is Mika. Okay, nothing. I didn't succeed. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, bad and beautiful people, the final results of the third Grand Prix of the 2001 Minardi season says Coulthard McLaren, Schumacher Ferrari, Hakkinen McLaren, double podium for the British-German team. Schumacher Ralf still scoring points despite his teammate stopped, I don't remember at which lap, with a puncture. Then Barrichello Ferrari 5th, gaining a bit over Trulli, that maybe has been passed by Barrichello really in the last lap, because I would say a photo finish for the two, just 30 cents of gap almost. Alonso 7th, started 17, Pani, Villeneuve, Bar Honda, and 10th, Alex Young. Finally finishing a race also, if I'm not wrong, because in Australia he did retire, yes, for an oil leak, for what I remember. Retired again in Malaysia, and finally finishing a race, the top 10, not bad. As a team I can be satisfied. Then De La Rosa Jaguar, Button Benetton, Raikkonen Sauber, Frenz and Prost, Bernoldi, Verstappen, Arrows, Enge last classified, 4 laps down with the Prost Acer. Let's go to see the drivers' best laps. I fear we again did the best lap time with Fernando. Really, this game, when you give it a correct setup, a decent setup, is absolutely fantastic. And what to say, that we should maximize the speed, especially when the artificial intelligence drives, just to be sure to, just to be sure to be there in the top 8, top 7 at the end. I mean, we were with the 2 pit stop strategy so quicker with Fernando, and despite being with Alex just with 1 stop, so with the car very heavy, we were half a second from Fernando. That does mean 4/10 around Schumacher and 3/10 around the Ferrari and Williams, I mean. So it could have been much better. Without the mistakes also of Alex Young, I'm sure I would not have been in the position to drive personally some passes over the 2 bar Honda. Where are the 8th and the 9th with Villeneuve, but at least could have been really a better result. Race points, so goes 10 to Coulthard, that will go to 26. Schumacher 6 will go to 16. Then Häkkinen going up to 7 points, 3 plus 4 today. Schumacher Ralph going to 9. Rubens Barrichello goes to 8, and Jarno Trulli goes to 5. So also the classification will see the McLaren fly away with 33 points, Ferrari following with 24, Williams going to 12, and Jordan going to 7. With Minardi we stay in the top 5 so far. That being said, I think we can maybe continue and save the game. I don't know. Yes, we continue. We'll be in Italy, so after Australia, Malaysia and Brazil, finally we come to Europe for the 4th race of the season that I will race in I think a couple of weeks here. Thank you all for watching this race. I hope you did enjoy some fights, etc. stuff, but anyway, my apologies to the Brazilian friends and the racing enthusiasts for not having the green flag here. That being said, I just say thank you very much again. It has been a pleasure to continue to play this beautiful game that to me is absolutely something special, even if it brings me back when I was younger and much prettier. And the next appointment will be around the 15th of October for the San Marino Grand Prix. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people, stay home, stay safe, stay racing, take care of yourself. Best wishes to you and your beloved, and see you very soon on iKeysRacing channel. Thank you very much. Bye bye. Ciao.